PKA 641 with our guest Ed Bolian from VinWiki.
Oh, all right. So you know I love police activity. I got to tell you about the video I saw the other day. All right. So what police officers responding to a call. This woman, he arrives on the scene to this real trashy neighborhood, white people, trashy people. Big mama's on the porch. Yeah, my daughter broke the glass table, and it's my table. Now I deal with her money, and that's why she broke it. But she ain't got, and it ain't no good, the table. But she ain't got no business breaking it. And he's like, yeah, she don't have no business breaking your table. And as long as she's a minor, she don't owe you nothing. You her mother. There's a cop's telling her all this, and it's like, all right, this is fairly reasonable, even though like the cop and the mom seem like pieces of shit already. And like, meanwhile, the son is like 16, sweeping up the glass that the mom has from the girl breaking the table. And he's like, y'all ain't gonna do shit anyway. Fucking bullshit police. Always come around. Don't never do shit. Don't never do shit. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do fucking nothing. What's your badge number? He's just being antagonistic, but not overly. The cop takes it personally. He's like, why don't you just shut the fuck up? I'm here to solve some problems. You shut the fuck up, you little punk, you little bitch. Is that, you know what? Maybe I'll come over and whoop your ass. Won't you come over and step to me, son?
Sound like a problem solver. Thank goodness we have this man on the force.
And the cop starts and the kid's like, clearly, all right, Mr. Police Officer, I didn't want to fight. I was just mad. And he's like, nah, fuck. And he goes over and like shoves the kid. Like, come on, fucking do something. Oh, y'all punks on the east side. Oh, punks on the east side. Look at this. And like, there's people down the street going,
the sing song.
The cop is saying this?
He's yelling at the neighbors, punking the kid. He's letting the neighbors know that the kid is a bitch. And like, he goes on, and the kid's like, I ain't catching no charge. I'm not gonna put hands on you, catch some charge. He's like, I done told you I ain't gonna lock you up. I'm just gonna whoop your ass. I ain't gonna mace you. I ain't gonna tase you. I'm gonna give you these hands, son. And finally, the cop decides, well, I'm just gonna have to beat the child. He's not gonna hit me first.
A man.
So he walked. So he's like, you know what? Shove, shove, shove. And the kid like does something back, and the cop like puts him in a headlock and like judo throws him over his whole body. And now the kid's on the ground in a headlock, and the cop is delivering ground and pound blows to the face. Good. He's going wham, 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 wham. This is when the second officer arrives on the scene, having no idea that the cop has basically agreed for both men to a mutual combat. And so he tries to grab the kid. Come on. And the cop goes, nah, don't lock him up. Looks right at him. Bam! Hits him again in the face. Don't lock him up. Bam! Hits him again in the face. And the cop's like, come on, kid, get up. And the kid goes, you didn't whoop my ass. He was holding me down the whole time. That cop, a second cop, arrived just in time to witness an ass whooping. That's all he ever did. But the kid now wants to fight some more. He's like, this isn't over. And the cop's like, I already whipped your ass once. And it goes on for another like 5 minutes. He got in a lot of trouble, the cop did. He just assaulted that minor for no reason.
That's so strange. Usually cops are well known.
For a reason. The kid needed a good ass whooping, but like officer give you these hands there's a scene like that. I think it's in a movie called End of Watch, maybe Jake Gyllenhaal. And there's a scene where he tells the guys like, all right, you whoop my ass, we'll leave with this warrant. They said, if you whoop my ass, we'll leave. I whoop your ass. You put the handcuffs on yourself and come with us. Enough of this bullshit. And they had like a boxing match inside the house. Cop whips the guy's ass and he puts the handcuffs on and goes. And I've seen that multiple times where cops are just like, you know what? Oh, you tough? No. Okay. And take the belt off and fight people. I saw a video last week. Cop boxing a kid in the street. Clearly, they're both circling each other. The internet.
Huh. Was the cop black on that where they boxed to the street?
I thought they were both white in that one, and the cop was bigger than the other guy. But I kept thinking, like, man, that cop is only going to take so much of an ass whooping.
The cop was black, and I'm like, whoa, he's talented. This guy can throw hands. He's not just tough. Like, he's clearly moving like a trained fighter. Yeah. And the other guy also looked pretty good. He was athletic. I don't know if he had as much training, but the cop got the best of him. He was just, his head movement was so good. The other guy wasn't landing the shots. And afterwards, it turns out that the cop like trained all the time. He lives for this.
Yeah. Speaking of cops who are like that, like you guys have been into UFC for much or that world of UFC much longer than me. But like my introduction to it was like 2006 Kimbo Slice on YouTube. And so in my head, I was like, Kimbo Slice is the toughest man on earth. And then I saw that video that got promoted where that big white cop, like Sean Gannon, and like he was like, Boston. I'm gonna fight fucking Kimbo. And I remember going to watch that video and being like, oh, Kimbo's gonna fucking tee off on this guy and fuck him up. And I remember getting halfway through the video and being like, oh no, I don't think Kimbo's gonna win this. Actually, oh no, that's not even Sean's blood. Okay, shit, I thought he was better at this than he actually is. And so like, it's interesting how that kind of shifts and everything. I wanted to track that to like the racing world that you're in, and I wanted to know about anti-heightism bigotry, because everyone knows you walk into a Home Depot or a store like that, you get the credit of being 6'6". People look at you, they go, he's a tall guy. That means he's probably got stuff going on. But in the world of racing, like if you're a jockey, if some 5'6" guy walks in the jockey hangout and says he's good at riding horses, do you know how much those little dwarfs are going to laugh at him? They're going to mock him straight out of that room. They're going to send him right back to the normal size roller coasters that he can ride. Just like on racing, I bet that is there ever a time where you've been like, I'm real good at racing, and some 5'7" racer who's really good is like, I bet you are, champ. I bet you're like real good. Like, I bet you kind of hunker in, huh? Yeah.
I bet you're the fastest in your family.
That's it.
Or do you just threaten them out of it?
Oh, you're exactly right. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, when you see somebody that looks like a tall racing driver, they might be, 5'10", 5'8". Yeah. This is not, there's nothing I would fit in, and that's okay. I mean, there's some, sports car level stuff that are modified street cars where you put a, lightweight small bucket seat in and you could get some more room. So those are always possible, but a Formula car open wheel, no, that's.
What about NASCAR? Not. Like, do those guys have, those guys are like regular sized grown men and stuff?
They are, yeah. And, the more rich guy the sport gets, and less qualified by racing prowess, the bigger people can fit in.
I'm glad you're here because
I watched you with the driver in it. Am I wrong on that? I think they might though.
Yeah, they do weigh you with the driver in it.
Yeah. So there's an advantage to being able to control where the weight is. Like if I weighed 0 pounds and they could put that weight low and center it, or maybe over the rear tires, I don't know where they want it, that would help. Whereas if I'm fat, it has to go where I am. But still, the advantage is muted somewhat.
How much of an advantage would, say, 10 or 15 pounds be? Is that nothing? Is that meaningless? Like in a NASCAR car, because we turn left in my household.
NASCAR fairly little, but Lewis Hamilton has done some interviews lately where he'll say that if he's 5 or 10 pounds heavier for a race, it's like tenths of a second on a lap, which I would struggle to, especially with the unpredictability of his car the last few years. I would struggle to think that's really a thing, but it's a lovely thing to blame it on. You had a nice wild night of Brazilian barbecue, and it got to be a problem. But
I believe that I bring it up because you can cut a tremendous amount of weight if when he was going to weigh in, he drank a lot of water. He drank a lot, as much as he could drink. He'd been overhydrating all day, or maybe all week, which is going to be important because he needs to drop all that water weight tonight. Like he could make a 20-pound swing. You can make a 20-pound swing without like any adverse side effects. It'd be easy.
You know how how occasionally there's a wrestler who doesn't have legs and he's like, and his arms are just like, just huge. And so he's competing against guys whose arms are like not even in the same ballpark. His grip is like a Titan's grip. Are there any racers maybe who have a disablement, whatever it would say, a handicap like that, where maybe they're hand racing, and then I could see people getting upset, like, God damn, like that guy doesn't have legs. He's saving 40, how much do legs weigh? Like, that's a good bit of weight.
I'm trying to think. I mean, there have definitely been some more gentleman racers, amateur racers that have managed to be reasonably competitive, with missing appendages. So that can happen, especially with more automatic cars and things like that. But I can't think of a top level racing driver. Somebody in the comments might. But Woody, I'm glad to hear that you're watching F1. I mean, they've done such a brilliant job of marketing the sport through Drive to Survive.
That's what got me.
Exactly. It's what got most people in or more in, or understanding a lot more of the storylines. I know it's predominantly funded by the FIA, but holy cow. I mean, what a successful transition from the way they've been broadcasting it for so long to a new medium, and it has worked like a charm.
It's a little bit, I don't know, like insulting or embarrassing to be a Drive to Survive F1 fan. Like I'm one of those new guys that doesn't quite understand why the mediums and hards tires were worthless last year and why they run regular tires when it's clearly raining out. Like I don't understand these changes sometimes, but I get it a little bit. I understand why there's porpoising on the new models and what they're doing to fix it. And my wife follows it too, so she'll. A lot of it is quizzes with answers that I do not have. It's just like, but it's cool.
Woody sent us a photo earlier, and it's his wife wearing safety goggles, and she's got a high-powered laser that looks exactly like this because it is, and she's killing these like sea creatures in their fancy aquarium by lasing them, and they're just in there. Just dying.
The water's boiling.
Let me just
that was real.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Yeah, because these things don't fuck around.
Yeah, shine it on the wall behind you and show them how it can start fire.
All right, I have to be careful because I'll put my own eye out. It's one of those Ralphie with the BB gun moments.
Oh yeah, you got to have a special glass. Goodness, is that like a sponsored?
Careful! It was refracting, and it was almost
these are like
on your
$50 on Amazon.
How about that?
Yeah.
Is it marketed as a lightsaber?
Did you see that when Kyle turned that on and pointed it at the wall? There was a little dot on his face right here.
Oh goodness! Oh man!
No, let's not.
Oh, it's smoking. There we go.
Man, it's gonna be great when I'm not the blindest one on the show.
You got to get some LASIK, man. It's the best thing in the world.
Yeah. I wanted it, and then my doctor, he was like, "You probably thought about LASIK for a long time." This is about 4 years ago, and I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Corneas are too thin. I wouldn't recommend it." And I was like, "Why would you lead in like that? You can't."
Dreams crushed.
Like, dreams crushed. Like you can't. Having glasses kind of stinks. Kyle is of the opinion. He's like, I kind of like glasses. Like it's like something you can put on your face, a little decoration. Yeah, that's something that like you can just wear glasses with glass in it. You can have that style, and you have great eyes, so you can capitalize on both. And just say that it's a reading glasses. This makes me so nervous for you and your family's eyes.
I like to hold the laser on the aquarium. Like it helps me hold it extra steady. Yeah. Why she's freehanding it, I'm not sure. But
she's doing it. Do you notice the refraction? Like it's literally changed, like how it dings down a little bit.
Yeah. Were there any fish casualties from that exercise?
Not in our tank. We haven't had one. But on the internet, people show pictures of fishes with like one cloudy eye. And they're like, it went horribly wrong. Be careful of this product.
Now, Woody, as you're taking this photo, you have eye protection on as well, right?
For the sake of this conversation, yes.
God damn, dude, please. Like,
yeah, and I'm wearing.
You're a friend of mine. I don't want you to go blind because of some stupid bullshit.
It won't get both eyes, Taylor. He can get a patch.
All of his hobbies are so sight intensive.
Like, I'm gonna be so much cooler if I lose one eye.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about losing one eye. Now, if you were good at anything, you're still good at it, pretty much. But now you're that guy who's good at it with one fucking eye. Right? Like the bar lowers for you. Everything's a little easier when you're the guy with one eye.
So really, that would be a cure.
Oh yeah, it's probably therapeutic to do it. Yeah, you never
get Jackie to take you out.
Uninteresting one-eyed person. Like nobody's like, oh, I bet he was pretty boring to talk to. No.
Yeah. Oh, no. Even that dude who's in politics with the one eye. I'd want him to tell me the story of it. Tell me exactly what happened. Yeah. What's different now
from your perspective.
Yeah, from your limited perspective. What is it?
The only thing that I missed post LASIK was the ability to take the corrective lenses off because it mutes the world around you in such a lovely way that you can't read and focus on things. Like it was very relaxing to me to be able to not see what I wasn't going to walk into a wall, but yeah, you can't do it once it's all fixed and over perfect.
I definitely don't get that. Like it would be fucking awesome to wake up in the morning and like just see, like just open your eyes and see right away. Because like even like if you have contacts, like even if you get the kind that are breathable, because now it's not like the fucking 90s. You get like the monthly ones that you can actually sleep in for a full month and they breathe through. Even when you have those are the ones I have when I wear contacts. There's still 15 minutes at the start of every day that I can't quite see right because they're like reacclimating and everything. Yeah. So unlike normal people's eyes who like, I assume you just wake up and see, right? Like
human eyes.
Yeah. Like, so I don't get that. Like when you, like, I told you, like, it wasn't until like 6 years ago that I learned that everybody doesn't see giant stars every night on the highway.
I like how you made it a blacked out lens like that character from the fucking Godfather for no apparent reason. That's pretty sick.
A distant eye patch.
Oh, a distant.
I just bought laser goggles for the family. Just thought the world would want to
Send me a pair too.
Good call. Good call.
I ain't gonna mace you. I ain't gonna tase you. I'm gonna give you these hands, son.